What's good, guys? Prince Sports here, man. Coming at you with another one. And you have no idea how many videos I make in a day, how many topics of sports goes on through my head. And some of my videos don't even make the cut. They get scrapped, so that shows you how much work I be putting in. But at the same time, man, I wanted to talk about this one, and I think this one definitely will make the cut. None other than Tim Duncan, okay, Mr. Fundamental. When you hear that name, Tim Duncan, you hear that name associated with nothing but winning and positivity. This guy gets treated with the highest amount of respect, but at the same time, the lowest amount of ranking and recognition. He's often called underrated. He's often called undervalued. Things of that nature. And when you do your top five, a lot of people usually like doing it by position. So shouldn't he be in there just by position alone? But if you do top five for a lot of people, you notice that he's always missing off the list sometimes. So I want to get into the pros and cons to why some people probably don't have Tim Duncan ranked higher than he should be, and how some players get leapfrogged above him. Like the Kobe, the LeBrons, a lot of guys get leaped ahead of Tim Duncan. And one of the biggest things I could think of is entertainment value. Sports is entertainment, right? So Tim Duncan is often called boring, and that plays a part. He's not a perimeter basketball player. He's very fundamental. He's very he has a very high intelligence on the basketball court. He's very efficient, so to speak. The disconnect Tim Duncan has with the general public also is a problem. Not too many kids walking around saying they want to be like Tim Duncan, wearing a Tim Duncan jersey. And he plays winning basketball, but he doesn't play entertaining basketball. Same thing like Floyd Mayweather. If you ain't bringing an entertainment aspect, people will shy away from you a little bit. How they fall asleep during Floyd Mayweather fights? Some people feel that way about the whole Spurs in general. And number two is a big one. It's the accomplishments. Now, you may say, what the hell are you talking about? Tim Duncan got nothing but accomplishments. Yes, he does. But at the same time, he doesn't have all of them, okay? And you got to be greedy a little bit when we be talking about this GOAT shit, because it's always a contest of can you top this? Not about setting records. It's about what you could win that can't be taken away from you. Accolades, awards that stay with you for the rest of your career, and winning championships. How many rings you got on it? He got good amount of championships. He got 5. But at the same time, he let Tony Parker stole the Finals MVP in 2007. Okay, he let Kawhi Leonard stole the MVP in 2014. So he's getting a lot of those are two things that hurt your career a little bit when you're talking about GOAT, because MJ got 6 Finals MVPs, all right? Even LeBron got 4. So it comes a contest of can you top this? Because Finals MVP is supposed to indicate your impact for your team and your impact against the team that you're playing against, that you're one of the main reasons why they're winning, okay? And have won. So that's a big award that you got to have. The same energy we have for Steph Curry. We always say, Steph Curry, you missing the Finals MVP, because that stamps and approves your leadership. It stamps and approves that you're the alpha, you're the number one on that team. And you got to have it a couple of times. The fact that he didn't have it for all 5, he could have had a better case. That would have helped his legacy more, because he would have been instantly a top 5 if you ask me. Another thing is the fact that even though Tim Duncan has a lot of awards, he has a lot of accomplishments. I mean, this guy won the championship pretty much out the gate coming to the NBA. So he did his shit. This is what I mean by individual accolades. Awards that can't be taken away from you by breaking a record. These awards stay with you for the rest of your life and help add to your superstar legacy. These are what it's all about when it pertains to winning and winning individual awards. Sorry about that. Like I said, Tim Duncan did his thing. He has a great career, man. But you can make a case that for some of those reasons, and his dominance was like, even if it was like top 5 player in the league, he was never one of those guys that have the dominant personality or the he was never, I can't remember a time when people were saying Tim Duncan's the best player in basketball. I think it was about 1 year or two. Remember when ESPN was like, what could people do to stop you? And Tim Duncan was like, I don't know, He was very nonchalant about it. So I think it's situations like that 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 make people pause for saying that he's a lock for top 5. But you could definitely make a case that he is a top 5 player, but he's seriously underlooked and overlooked. In 2014, Tim Duncan helped the Spurs beat and end the Big Three super team in Miami. Itching to get back at this team, the very next year after they lost to them in 2013, Tim Duncan not only showed the heart of a champion, but he came back and beat them in stunning fashion, beating the Miami Heat in 5-1. If you saw his post-game interview, you know how bad he wanted to beat the Miami Heat. Tim Duncan also has an MVP season that's on par with the rest of these guys.
You blew it.
But if you ask me, I don't think Tim Duncan was focused on that. Tim Duncan was one of those true players that played basketball just to win. He didn't care about individual accolades or being called the best player in basketball. And he just found a way to win. And he played team basketball, and he knew a lot of players' weaknesses. And he always played basketball his way. He always make you play basketball his way. And I honestly believe Tim Duncan is a top 5 probably player of all time. But the fact that of these elements I just told you about is some of the reasons why people don't pit him in the top 5 more often than they should. But nevertheless, man, salute to Tim Duncan. And you definitely have he definitely has a case over those guys, the LeBrons or even Kobe. Try to give Tim Duncan the Tom Brady treatment. Is it the player or is it the system to why he's winning so much? Well, peep this out. When Tim Duncan got there, they started winning. When Tim Duncan was there, they became a dynasty. And when Tim Duncan left, they never won again. So that answers your question right there. That was the Tim Duncan effect. The greatest power forward to ever pick up a basketball. Should be a top 5 player. Peace, and I'm out.